Okay, so I am attracting, or I don't love the word attracting. I feel like it can just be used in a weird way, in sort of like a victim blaming strange way, but whatever. For lack of a better motherfucking word, I am attracting into my reality quite the experiences today. And I will start with sharing a DM that I got. Okay? I'll share it with you. Where art thou? DM. Let me pull it up. It's juicy. You're going to like it if you like drama. All right. Here's the DM from Amanda. I don't really care if it's this person's first name. There's a billion people on the internet. I blocked her. You're never going to find this person. And if you have the audacity to message me this crap, damn right I'm going to use your first name. Amanda says to me, "Darling, I appreciate that you have a life to live, but I think your sessions are too expensive. You've been given a gift from the universe to share with humanity so that we can heal. Unfortunately, with your price bracket, it only reaches a certain clientele, and I think that's heartbreaking. I'm just here as a loving reminder that everybody could use your services." I respond, "Amanda, you are implying that the work I share for free is not a gift that can heal and serve the world. I beg to differ. What I choose to do with my skills, gifts, and work is my choice alone. The unfortunate part of all of this is that you can't see how meaningless it is in the grand scheme that I choose to offer my one-on-one work at a particular price point. Meanwhile, this price point allows me more energy to share with more people freely. I do not appreciate your projections, and I suggest as a loving reminder, you go worry about yourself and not what I choose to charge for my one-on-one readings." Okay, let's go into this. Obviously, it triggered me. Obviously. Because full transparency, I am still working through my relationship with money and what is it really? Because from an energetic perspective, I understand money is neutral. It's just another fucking thing that the collective has projected onto and created matrices, right? Is that the plural name for matrices? Whatever. I don't really care. Around it. Okay. There's a collective fear matrix around it. It's fucked up, right? The channels of money and the inaccessibility of money and the way we're taught it and all the shit. It's fucked up. But inherently, everything in physical reality is neutral unless we assign meaning to it. So I'm aware that all of my stuff, all of my inside stuff, is creating my relationship with money, whether I am able to receive it or whether I am not. Has nothing to do with price points or the hours worked or anything. So I'm working on that. So as I received that DM, it's like, wow, there's so many pieces here. One is the mother wound. Okay, so if you have not listened to that episode, I highly recommend you go listen to my 1 or 2 episodes ago, Money and the Mother Wound. So one opportunity with that DM was, okay, I'm trying to demonstrate to my inner child that I'm allowed to receive support for my work. I'm allowed to receive what I feel is a fair energy exchange. So that DM for me brought up guilt and shame. Those were the 2 main emotions. After that, there comes anger, which is like defensiveness and finger pointing. But beneath that, there's guilt. There is this feeling of guilt for receiving money. I'm going to say that again because I know this is going to hit some of you. I still feel guilty for receiving money. Do you? Do you feel guilty for receiving maybe a large sum of money? Or does it feel like you're taking money from someone else? Even though it's a choice to exchange in that energetic way? So, and then shame. Shame. Spiritual shame. How dare I be a spiritual person and want money? Does me hating money and blocking money from my life help anyone or anything? I don't think so. So those are really intense core emotions. Guilt and shame. Guilt for receiving. Oh, I don't deserve to receive. I feel guilty receiving. I feel guilty having money in my savings account. I feel guilty that I'm not struggling. Oh, I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed that I'm charging money for my work. Why? Why? Because that's what the fear matrix wants us to feel, so that we continue to be the victims. So that we continue to feel powerless. So that the powers that be, right? And whoever the fuck runs this bizarre world stays in power. Especially as a woman. Especially as a woman. A womb bearer. To receive this message from another woman who's, in the spiritual world, blah, 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 and to be told, you don't deserve to receive money for your magic in the world. Do I deserve to eat? Do I deserve to pay my bills? Do I deserve to follow my dreams? Do the local artists and the local businesses and the local women-owned businesses and artists around me and on the internet deserve to receive my money that I receive for my work? Women supporting women, spirituals supporting spiritual, but not when it comes to money, because it's too scary and it's too shameful and it's too riddled with guilt. I'm not a capitalism expert. I don't fucking know what's going on. But I do know that my suffering and struggling financially doesn't help. Because it perpetuates the feeling of not being safe, of feeling unsafe and unsupported and scared. And looking at the universe like I don't deserve to be provided for. And just like full transparency, I am someone who I'm still working on those, what are those, Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Like, that's where my money goes for the most part. So I'm really working deep into these wounds. And I look at this DM as the universe saying, good job, keep going. You're on the right track. This isn't about money. This isn't about capitalism. This isn't about proving anyone wrong. This is about guilt and shame and the heaviness and the pain of those feelings that we pull through the world and we project onto everything. So I invite you to question, where do you feel shame around money or receiving or desiring? Money's just a thing. It's just another fucking thing. In the Money in the Mother Wound podcast, I was relating it to the energy of unconditional love with the mother. Okay, and like imagine the umbilical cord and it's connected to the root sacral, solar plexus kind of chakras. Those baseline, that base triangle of energy. And growing up, the love was conditional. Receiving love and emotional support was conditional. Feeling safe in my environment was conditional upon my behavior and being perfect and being quiet, being likable. I was full of shame. I was shamed for expressing. There's a lot of heaviness and guilt around finances growing up. It was shameful to spend on anything other than food or bills. People with an abundance of money were bad. And I'm harboring that guilt still and that shame of desiring something. And it's just so interesting to me. It is so interesting to me. There is no new energy pattern. And this is what I emphasize. We can narrow it in on like, okay, money. Okay, I feel shame receiving it, But like zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. My bank account represents how safe I feel receiving. And when there's shame involved, and when there's guilt involved, that's also a feeling of unsafety. It's not safe to be myself. It's not safe to receive. I'm not a loving light being that deserves to be fully supported by the universe. That is the belief in there. Do we walk around all day thinking that? Oh, I'm such a shitty person, I don't deserve anything. No, we try the affirmations, right? We go and we go. But until we go into the quantum field, until we really dig in and realize, holy shit, the same energy blueprints follow me around all day, including my projection onto money, my ability to receive it, then we're just going to spin in circles. Another experience, a few hours after that DM, I'm pulling out of a parking lot and I have the right of way. Someone honks at me. They did something illegal, honks at me. I just pull back in my parking spot. They give me the finger and yell out the window, "Learn to drive, you stupid bitch," or something. I mean, I live in New Jersey. This is par for the course. But I was like, whoa, I started to feel shame. Just shame. Oh my God, I did something wrong. I'm so ashamed, even though I didn't do anything wrong. Just like charging a certain amount for my service. I did nothing wrong. But I'm being told I'm doing something wrong. Because it ignites feelings of shame and guilt. So same with this driving incident. It ignited feelings of shame and guilt. Guilt for getting in someone's way? Guilt for driving? What? Shame and guilt. And feeling like I did something wrong. Same energy. Same feelings, different external circumstances pretty much, except they're both women telling me that I'm doing something fucking wrong and I'm not. So one part of me could be like, fuck y'all, you're fucked up, don't talk to me. True. But another piece is, wow, these two women are my greatest teachers. Thank God. Thank God. I can see that. Thank God I'm being shown that I still have a lot of shame and a lot of guilt and a lot of fear about showing up in the world and receiving and declaring to the universe, I'm allowed to thrive on this planet. I'm done just surviving. I can be the change I wish to see in the world by learning how to receive abundance in all forms, in opportunities, in friendships, in joy. To open the channels and open our perspective of abundance. We hyper-focus on money, obviously, because it's the main means of energy exchange right now on our planet for the most part. But you know what we can do with that money? We can change that. Choose where we put it. Where do you channel your energy? What do you support? This is layered, especially in the spiritual community. This is layered as hell. You know, I don't like people who flaunt this crazy wealthy lifestyle and then sell me a $5,000 course saying I can manifest $1 million. That's fucking bullshit. I don't like bullshitters. But I also don't like feeling ashamed for money. So if I'm looking at that and being like, F you because you're rich, that's my problem. That is my problem with money. Like, I don't like dishonesty, and I don't like selling lifestyle. But I don't know, maybe it helps people. I don't know. It's not my vibe. But again, like focusing and pushing against something didn't work. This also goes back to the initial fragmentation of source and polarity when, let me get this right, when the Pleiadians and the Vegans, was it the Pleiadians and the Vegans? I don't remember, and I really don't feel like channeling right now. But they were struggling with differences in polarity and how to navigate light and dark. And one group, as I'm saying this, the Pleiadians are indeed coming in and saying like specifics don't matter in this context because there's so many subsets of unnamed ETs that we don't even know about, but so many of them experience the same thing. So they were experiencing polarity, right? So one group was like, we need to get back to source. This ain't working out. And the other group was really hard, like tapping into the light because they were realizing that pushing against darkness and just trying to get back to source through the resistance wasn't working energetically. Does that sound familiar? Pushing against what we don't want and creating resistance in ourselves doesn't really work, does it? Yeah, no new energy patterns. Like no new energy patterns. When you work on your feelings of guilt and shame and self-worth in relation to the inner child, in relation to your upbringing, it's the same stuff going on in the quantum field with the galactic wars. Same stuff. You work in your energy system in the now moment, in this lifetime. Same thing if someone feels drawn to go into the galactic Akashic and figure out what's going on in their life in the Pleiades. Same friggin' work, really. No new energy. Our individual energy systems are mirrors for the collective energy system, the chakra system of the earth. You know, we have our individual chakra systems and the 72,000 nadis, like these energetic channels, and the 10 layers of energy bodies and so on. And so does like the collective, and so does the planet. And then we keep zooming out and zooming out and zooming out. And the universe has a chakra system. Right? One movement towards light, one movement to the heart, one healed feeling of shame is enough. And if that means you charge X amount because it supports you and it helps you pay your bills and it helps you feed your kids, and you're learning that my gift is so valuable, then great. You know what I mean? And it's also like, just realistically, my one-on-one work is the highest energy exchange possible. I can do what I want with that. No one's forced to do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one's forced to do anything. That allows me to sit here and record this podcast without being scared that I can't pay my car bill. Or I can't bring my dog to the vet to get this lump removed. I can't pay my health insurance and get my medication and go to therapy. Like, come on, right? But I can record this podcast and share something that maybe will change someone's life. Because I've consumed people's free content and changed my life with it. Why? Because maybe they're charging a lot of money for their one-on-ones that I can't afford, and that's fine, but people do. And so they share more freely. Right? And And this is like a teetering. I mean, this is kind of an all over the place episode of just me processing in like a very honest, vulnerable way. And just feeling actually really fucking grateful that I've been given. I feel like I've been given this like huge opportunity again today to be like, whoa, I have so much shame and fear in receiving. Because I didn't grow up in a place where I felt safe. I've talked about this, more in the Quantum Inner Child episodes, but I had a really, I don't want to go into detail about my upbringing at this time, but I think a lot of us have really had difficult things. Most people, right? So, here's the homework. Think of things that have triggered you and write down the core, like what they boil down to, right? So my experience with the DM, it went to guilt and shame. My experience with the driving road rage incident, guilt and shame. What else did I feel triggered by? Everything and anything. But you get the point, right? Your homework is to see the patterning. What is the core wound? What is the core energy patterning? And then explore it from the perspective of the inner child. Or just like sit with that. Sometimes that's enough to just be like, whoa. Can you see the gift in that? Can you see the gift that the reason situations externally are triggering the same emotional response is so that energetic tangle in your auric field can expand and align with a truth? Because guilt and shame aren't our truth. That's not our inner being. Our inner being doesn't feel guilt or shame. That's not a soul blueprint. That's our emotional body. And this is the work. This is the work. This is what I love. This is what I love sharing. This is what I do every single day, all day. This is what I do in my one-on-one work. This is what I do in my courses. This is what we do together. Whether you pay me or not. But I love you. All right. This was intense. If you've benefited from this episode, please share it. Tag me. Rate. Subscribe. It helps me. It helps me give you more free shit. If you feel drawn to working deeper, I do one-on-one work, Galactic Akashic, where we go into the emotional field. We kind of look at these Akashic threaded patterning, mix it with a little Quantum Inner Child, awaken that star child. And then I also have my signature program, the Starseed School, where you get me live in classes. And also there's 50 hours of content, okay, on the galactic seeding of Earth, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Sirians. I'm working on a module with Atlantis and Lemuria right now. There's a summer series coming up all about money, soulpreneurship, money in the mother wound, quantum inner child work around money, Kundalini meditation for prosperity. There's entire Kundalini breathwork, Kundalini mantra work, manifestation. I mean, there's so much in there, and it's growing and growing and evolving, and it's also interactive. Live classes, Q&As with me. You get support, you get community, and you get to thrive on Earth because you're allowed. Okay. Bye. Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Cosmic Tea. This week's episode is sponsored by me. It's just me. And I want to share with you the 2 ways that you can come into my vortex a little further if you feel the call. First thing is every month I open 6 to 8 spots for one-on-one Galactic Akashic sessions. This is where I channel guidance from your guides, your ET guides, whoever comes through, and explore your galactic past parallel lives, your records, energy fields. Absolutely nothing is off limits. You can get more information and access to booking and my waitlist at www.kiergrace.com. I will link that in the show notes. Also, the Starseed Sanctuary is my signature program and community for awakening starseeds, the one place that you can find all of my work, everything that you need to know about being a starseed, living as a starseed on Earth, understanding your unique energy system and why you're so sensitive. It's not meant to be a burden. It truly can be a gift. I want you to know how ascension relates to you in your daily life. I cover topics like, who are the Pleiadians? How do the Orion Wars affect us? What are the Orion Wars anyway? New Earth, 5D, all the things. But you know I'm not here just to brush over these hot topics. I also want to help you integrate and apply them to your daily life to create more joy and peace from the inside. I truly believe that is what we are all here to do as starseeds for the new Earth. I have used these tools with hundreds of clients now, and of course in my own life. Kundalini breathwork, meditation, mantra, quantum inner child work, channeled meditation journeys, and workshops. All there for you. Also, the interactive Facebook group and private sanctuary podcast, where you get exclusive access to Q&A from me. So as you go along your journey, you can ask questions, you can connect with other people, channeled energy updates, and more. It's like a membership that you only pay once for, and you get lifetime access forever as we grow and evolve together. So show notes, take a look, ask me any questions. I'm here for you. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy this episode.